Good afternoon, viewers of YouTube. My name's Tyler of Chico Crypto Consultants, here to break down some crypto news for you. Took a break from crypto for the weekend, went to the Giants game, got my mind off of profits, losses, and just watched some baseball. Giants won 5-2. Go Giants. So today I'm going to talk about a different crypto. Had some comments from some of my viewers saying that I only talk about Neo, select a few cryptos, and I distinguish myself from other crypto YouTubers. They just post every crypto to get viewers. They talk about it even if they don't believe in it, and I won't do that to my viewers. I'm transparent. I won't lead you in the wrong direction. If I'm going to lose money, or if you're going to lose money, I'm going to lose money with you guys. So that's the reason. So let's start with breaking down the ICO crypto. Basically, ICO attempts to bring a new concept of decentralization by redefining the meaning of communities and connecting those communities. The end goal of the ICO is basically to hyperconnect the world. So to understand the ICO platform and what they attempt to do, we have to understand the components. So there are 5 components of the ICO network. Number 1 is community. Number 2 is the community node or C node. Number 3 is community representative or C rep. Number 4 is the ICO Nexus. And number 5 is a citizen node. And I'm going to break all these down for you. So a community is a network comprised of different nodes with the same governance system. Examples of this can be governments, financial institutions, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Basically, it's going to be a blockchain that operates via the same governance. A community node are the nodes of that community. So a community representative or C-rep is a representative of that community that functions as a component of the governance for the ICO Nexus. So they have the right to vote on verification and governance of transactions within the ICO Nexus. Next component is the ICO Nexus, which is a connector of different communities. It's comprised of C-reps and other citizen nodes. It serves as a communication channel between communities and does not affect the governments of the communities. And the final component is a citizen node. And that's the component of the ICO Nexus. Anyone can participate as a citizen node by decentralized applications created on the loop chain, which I'll get into a little bit farther in the video. So let's talk about connections within the platform. There's connections within nodes of a single community, which is node to node within Bitcoin, Ethereum. There's connections between nodes within the ICO Nexus. More info will be talked about this through the loop chain and the loop fault tolerance of the ICO Nexus blockchain. There's connections between communities and the ICO Nexus, and they communicate in real time via decentralized exchange, which I will talk about a little bit later. And there's connections between different communities. Here's a picture of the ecosystem of the ICO platform. Basically, it shows that smart contracts will be initiated within blockchains, and then smart contracts can be initiated between other blockchains through the Nexus, ICO Nexus portal. So let's talk about the architecture of ICO. With ICO, blockchain communities are connected around Nexus via portals. Nexus is a loop chain based blockchain. It realizes a decentralized government by allowing portals and different nodes to participate. The blockchain transmission protocol is what facilitates transactions among different blockchains connected to the ICO Nexus through the portals or community representatives. C-reps is another name for portals. So this basically creates a network of networks similar to the internet. I'm a big fan of protocols. I think the internet became what it is because of the protocol written. The ICO platform is definitely going to grow because of the protocol they have written. So definitely a big thing to have their own protocol. Here is a picture of how they envision different blockchains connecting to the ICON Nexus through portals. And also here's a picture of how blockchains and light clients will work together. So the ICON Nexus is a multi-channel blockchain that is comprised of light clients of respective blockchains. Each blockchain is connected to the Nexus via a portal or a representative of the independent networks, and it's basically just a node. And portals are connected through the blockchain transmission protocol. So now let's get into the ICON token and the decentralized exchange. It's a trading market that executes transactions automatically on the blockchain rather than through a centralized exchange. ICON provides DEX, decentralized exchange, based on the ICX token. It enables transactions among different cryptos and assets by determining the exchange rate through the reserve based on the Bancor protocol. Let's look into the Nexus public channel. Anyone can participate in the Nexus public channel. Users can not only participate in ICX transactions, but also can create and use various dApps. Similar to Ethereum, but a difference in how smart contracts are deployed and executed. In Ethereum, the compiled nodes in transaction data executes the code within the virtual machine. In the Nexus public channel, dApps are developed and registered in the dApp store in advance. Nodes that want to participate in the transactions of that dApp need to download and install the dApp from the store in order to use it. Pretty revolutionary idea. Here's a picture of how they view that ecosystem to work. So now let's get into the basics of the Nexus blockchain, which is based off of the loop chain. So the features of the loop chain include a loop fault tolerance. It's an enhanced BFT-based algorithm that promotes faster consensus by creating a group of trusted nodes. It sounds pretty similar to Neo's DBFT, very similar, almost sounds like a copycat, but we'll definitely have to see how it is released in the code to see if it's exactly the same. They also have a thing called Score within the Nexus loop chain blockchain. It's smart contracts on reliable environments, and it's basically an enhanced smart contract feature of the loop chain that ensures high performance contracts to run directly in the node operation environment without a separate virtual machine. So now let's talk about the roadmap for them. They got a solid roadmap that seems like they're going to be deploying and employing various things within the ecosystem very soon. So to start us out with the business roadmap in 2017, quarter 3, they're going to have open source of loop chain, first developers meetup, and partnerships with the major bank. In quarter 4 of 2017, the ICO, the listing of the ICX token, financial investment consortium, blockchain ID service open, Ucoin pilot service open, free universities, insurance, blockchain-based auto claim pilot service is open. So Loopchain is actually working already with some recognized institutions within Korea, and it looks like within quarter 4 they're going to be deploying some of these, which is very exciting news. In quarter 1 of 2018 is the second developers meetup, the expansion of the decentralized exchange reserve pool to most of major cryptocurrencies, and finally the expansion of partnership with blockchain networks. In quarter 3 of 2018 is the third developers meetup, Ucoin expansion into hopefully 10 universities, and finally the financial investment consortium and the second service launch. So let's go over the technical roadmap. In quarter 3 of 2017, they have the Nexus testnet launch. Quarter 4 of 2017, the Nexus mainnet launch. Reserve channels start to open. IISS implementation. DEX launch, the decentralized exchange launch. And a wallet for the web, iOS, and Android. Finally, in quarter 1 of 2018, the representation channel will open, public channels will open, and the AI Advisor launch. I haven't got into that. Basically, the AI Advisor works with the decentralized exchange and learns from trades and will help guide you. So now let's move on to the details of the ICO. And tomorrow is that ICO. I'll be talking about that a little bit later. The target amount offered is 150,000 ETH. Currency accepted is Ethereum only. The fixed price of 0.0004 Ethereum per 1 ICX. So you get 2,500 ICX tokens per 1 Ethereum. The token sale will close early if the target is met. So it looks like the rights for the ICX token represents limited license to validate ICON and the decentralized exchange. No voting or membership rights, and there's no sharing of revenue, dividends, and equity. No refunds, etc. So token allocation goes as follows. 50% will be through the token sale. 50% is held for the team. They're going to use 17% of that as a reserve, 10% for team advisors and early contributors, 10% for community group and strategy partners, and 13% for the ICON Foundation. So, some interesting news happened a little bit this morning. Members of the ICON team sent out an email to registered users saying that they're going to be following KYC, Know Your Customer regulations. So you're going to need a passport and information about you to even participate in this ICO. So if you try to send Ethereum to the address and you don't provide any of your KYC details, your transaction will be refused and your Ethereum will be refunded. So unfortunately, people like me in the United States, people in China, and people of Singapore cannot participate. Doesn't mean there's ways to get around that. Find a friend's passport. I'm not recommending you do that, but there are ways to get around it. Just as long as you're not sending over anything from the USA, Singapore, or China. So if you do plan to participate, you're going to need someone's passport from a country other than the USA, Singapore, or Canada, and you're going to need a VPN. Those two things will allow you to participate. So viewers, appreciate you guys watching me as always. It's Monday morning here, gonna drink a few more beers, do some more research, and take it easy. So have a good evening everyone, and peace out.